Hey there, spooky seekers. Welcome to Global Ghostly Encounters, the channel where we dive deep into the chilling tales of real incidents of the supernatural from all around the world. I am your guide through the realms of the unknowns. On this channel, we explore real-life scary stories, ghostly encounters, black magic, and spine-tingling experiences that people from across the globe have generously shared with us. If you want to share your real stories, videos, or clips with us, please email us at globalghostlyencounters@gmail.com. Check more details in the description below. Let's get started with today's story sent by Ash from Ohio, USA. The wind carried secrets that night, swirling around me like hungry ghosts as I navigated the labyrinthine streets of Mayfield Heights. My headlights cut through the inky blackness, revealing houses hunched together like watchful vultures, their windows blank eyes reflecting the dying sun. The usual Friday night symphony of barbecues and laughter was replaced by a chilling silence, the only music the unnerving hum of static thrumming in my ears. The GPS led me down a crumbling side road, swallowed by encroaching forest and choked by skeletal trees that clawed at the fading light. The radio sputtered a final cough, surrendering to the oppressive silence. Reaching the address, a sprawling Victorian mansion with boarded windows and a chimney teetering like a broken tooth, I felt a primal urge to slam the car in reverse and flee. But the greasy cardboard box of supreme pizza warming my passenger seat was my anchor to normalcy, a pathetic talisman against the creeping dread. Footsteps like dead leaves dancing on asphalt shadowed me up the overgrown path. Turning, I saw only contorted shadows birthed by the twilight's dying grasp. The warped oak door, painted a sickly green, bore a cryptic carving that resembled claw marks, whispering a macabre welcome. Beneath it, scrawled in faded chalk, a chilling invitation. Hungry spirits welcome. My skin prickled. Maybe a morbid prank, a testament to bored teenagers' dark humor. But something whispered otherwise, a low, insidious hum in the air that vibrated my bones. Inside, the air hung heavy, pregnant with dust and a metallic tang that scraped my throat like barbed wire. Every groan of the floorboards, every creak of the stairs resonated in the cavernous emptiness. I delivered the pizza to the dark kitchen, placing it on the cracked countertop like an offering to forgotten gods. Turning to leave, a flicker of movement caught my eye. In the corner, shrouded in darkness, a tall figure coalesced from the shadows. My scream died in my throat, choked off by the icy hand clamped over my mouth. Panic flooded my veins, icy and suffocating. My mind fought the rising tide of terror, clinging to reason. It couldn't be real, just a trick of the dying light, a figment of my overactive imagination. But the sharp pressure of its teeth against my skin, the guttural growl vibrating through my body, was all too real. I wrestled free, scrambling back, every desperate movement echoing in the tomb-like stillness. In the flickering gaslight, I glimpsed the horror. Gaunt limbs like twisted branches, eyes that burned like embers, teeth like shards of obsidian. It lunged, claws tearing at my arm, leaving fiery furrows of pain. I bolted, adrenaline burning away the fear, my senses sharpened to a primal edge. The house became a labyrinth of cobwebbed corners and dusty furniture, the creature's rasping breaths and the clatter of my shoes an infernal symphony chasing me through the darkness. I stumbled into a hidden cellar, a dank pit lit by a single dying candle. On the wall, scrawled in blood as thick as ink, was the same haunting carving from the door. Below it, a half-eaten pizza, the supreme toppings mockingly mirroring the one I'd brought. The air crackled with unseen energy, and I swear I heard whispers, chilling promises of hunger and vengeance. The candle guttered and died, plunging me into suffocating darkness. The creature's growls were closer now, a guttural rasp that made my blood run cold. My hand, fumbling desperately in the black, found the forgotten pizza cutter lying beside the blackened crust. Its chipped blade gleamed faintly, catching the last echo of moonlight filtering through a cobwebbed grate. As the creature lunged, a primal roar tearing from its throat, I swung the cutter, a blind act of defiance, against the abyss. Metal met flesh with a sickening crunch, a shriek of rage and pain echoing through the cellar. The air shimmered, the creature dissolving into tendrils of black smoke that swirled around me, whispering of unfulfilled hunger and promises of a return. Then, with a final ear-splitting shriek, it vanished, leaving me alone in the cold, echoing darkness. I escaped the cellar, stumbling back into the night, the taste of blood and fear heavy on my tongue. The houses of Mayfield Heights appeared normal now, bathed in the soft glow of porch lights. But the quiet held a different meaning now, the shadows deeper, the chirping crickets, a nervous chorus. My memories of that night, the creature, the cellar, the chilling whispers, felt like a fever dream, yet the searing scar on my arm, the faint echo of static in my ears, were grim reminders of the horror I'd barely escaped. I left Mayfield Heights that night, the pizza cutter heavy in my pocket, a macabre souvenir of my ordeal. My life returned to normal, or so I tried to convince myself. The nightmares came first, vivid retellings of that night. The echoing cellar, the creature's hungry eyes, the metallic tang of blood in my throat. I'd wake up drenched in sweat, my heart hammering against my ribs, the static hum thrumming in my ears like a constant echo of the unseen. Days were no better. The familiar comfort of my own home felt hollow, every creak a potential threat, every shadow a lurking horror. I started carrying the pizza cutter everywhere, a ridiculous talisman against a nightmare reality. The greasy cardboard box I'd thrown away reappeared overnight on my doorstep, a chilling reminder of the night I danced with darkness. Then the whispers began. On the wind, in the dead of night, in the space between radio stations, chilling words, promises of unfinished business, a hunger that wouldn't be satiated. The craving for supreme pizza returned too, an unnatural, obsessive desire that gnawed at my sanity. Driven by a morbid curiosity and a flicker of defiance, I returned to Mayfield Heights. The house stood brooding, a sentinel of secrets against the twilight. The carving on the door seemed deeper, the chalk inscription bolder, an invitation I couldn't ignore. Inside, the air remained thick and heavy, the silence oppressive. But this time I wasn't alone. Shadows flickered at the edge of my vision, whispers swirling around me, voices both seductive and menacing. They offered a deal: feed the hunger, appease the entity, and find an end to the torment. It felt cold, heavy in my hand, its chipped blade singing with a faint, eerie hum. Then I saw it, a figure coalescing from the shadows, the same skeletal limbs, the glowing eyes, the razor-sharp teeth, but something was different. A flicker of doubt in its eyes, a tremor of vulnerability amidst the hunger. In that moment I understood. The creature wasn't pure evil, just trapped in a cycle of insatiable hunger, feeding on fear and despair. Maybe I thought I could break the cycle. Maybe instead of fighting, I could offer understanding, a sliver of light in the darkness. It was a gamble, fraught with danger, but the alternative, succumbing to the whispers, becoming another puppet of the shadows, was unthinkable. Holding the pizza cutter aloft, I approached the creature, not with fear, but with a tentative offering. "Eat," I said, my voice shaking, "but eat from this." I placed a slice of pizza on the chipped blade, the supreme toppings glowing faintly in the dim light. The creature hesitated, then slowly, cautiously took the offering. It devoured the pizza in a single ravenous bite, a sigh of relief escaping its bony body. The whispers around me softened, losing their edge of malice. The house of horrors remained, but the air felt lighter, the whispers faint echoes instead of chilling commands. Maybe, just maybe, I had glimpsed a path out of the darkness, not through fear and violence, but through empathy and understanding. The scars on my arm, the phantom echoes of the static, may never fully fade. But I carry them now not as symbols of terror, but as reminders of the night I stared into the abyss and found not a monster but a lost soul yearning for peace. And in that I found a sliver of my own, a fragile hope that even in the darkest corners a flicker of light can break the chains of fear and illuminate the path to a new dawn. The question remained, though, would the hunger return? Would the shadows creep back into my life, demanding a tribute I might not be willing to pay? Only time will tell. But for now, I stood at the edge of Mayfield Heights, breathing in the crisp morning air, and for the first time in weeks I dared to hope. Again, we would like to thank Ash for sharing this chilling horror story with us. If you want to share your real stories, videos, or clips with us, please email us at globalghostlyencounters@gmail.com. Check more details in the description below. See you next time with a new real story.